Hello, mathematicians. We're going to use representations of numbers in two different ways, pictures and number representations, in order to help us represent an addition situation in math. So when I look at, oh my goodness, losing my markers. When I look at an addition situation, in this case I have 9 things, and I'm going to put that together with 2 other things in order to get one big pile of things. Well, there's a lot of different ways I can represent what's happening here. I know that I can represent numbers in different ways, so that can help me start thinking about how I can represent this entire combination. I'm going to think about how I might make a picture of what's happening here. I know I'm going to have 9 things, so maybe I'll do some stars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to go over here, 7, 8, 9 things. And I know I'm going to have 2 things, and I know that symbol means those 2 things are going to be put together with those 9 things. So I'm going to get a red pen to put these 2 things together with my 9 things. Let's see. I have 9 things here, and I put them together. That's what that plus sign means, with these 2 things. So now I have a representation of 9 things plus 2 things. I bet I could also do it this way. I'm going to think about how I could make 9. What if I did this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 things. And I need to put together with those 9 2 more things. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put 1 thing here and then 1 thing over here. Did I have 9 blue circles? And then did I put 2 red circles together with them? I did. What else could I do here? What if I did this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I added together with it my 2 extra things. 1, 2. There's a lot of cool ways that I can put together 9 and 2 more things using picture representations. There's also, I bet, a lot of ways I could put together 9 and 2 with equivalent representations using numbers. I'm going to think about how I could do that. 9 and 2 more. Well, 9 I could write like this. I could say 8 plus 1. Is that 9? I think so. 8 and 1 more makes 8, 9. So I have 9 represented, and then I have to put those 2 on here. Does that represent the same as 9 plus 2? 8 plus 1 is 9, and then plus 2. I have 9 plus 2 represented. I'm going to look at what I did over here. I had 9, and I added 1 red circle into my 9. Then I added 1 more red circle over there. Let's see what we have here. I have 9, and then I have plus 1, plus 1. If I put plus 1 and plus 1 together, I would have 1 plus 1 is 2. I would have plus 2. So 9 plus 1 plus 1 and 9 plus 2 are representing the same amount. Interesting. I wonder if I could also represent it another way. What if I looked at this model? I made a 5 up here and 4 down here. Is 5 plus 4 the same as 9? Let me count and make sure. 5 plus 4 more. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 more gives me 9. So that part of the representation is equivalent. Then I added 1 extra here and 1 extra down here. So 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1, just like I did up here. 1 plus 1 is the same as 2. So I have 5 plus 4, which is the same as 9, plus 1 plus 1, which is the same as 2. If I put that all together, I have a 9 plus 2, and it's the same expression. There are so many cool things that I can do with numbers when I understand that representing numbers just means that I have to be representing the same amount, but I don't have to use the exact same pictures or symbols to do it. As long as they both show the same amount of things, it's okay for them to be grouped or broken apart in different ways. There's one more really cool thing I could do, I think, with this model, is I could do a combination of a number and a picture model put together. I'm going to look at some ways I could combine these two models together. What if I took a 9 from my number model and put it right here? And what if I put it together with 2 extra symbols or pictures from over here? Whoa! Is that the same as putting a 9 and 2 extra things together? It can be. I can make any kind of representation that I want as long as I'm representing the same thing that this is talking about in my model or representation. I bet I could even do this. Whoa, what just happened there? I said 8 plus 1, which is the same as 9, plus 1 more star and 1 more star. Well, if that's 9, and 1 star and 1 star are 2 stars, or 2 things, I'm putting together a 9 and 2 things, which means that this, even though it's some number expression and some pictures, is still a representation of this. Man, there's so many cool things I can do when I'm representing numbers. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to go back and use this model again, but I'm going to add one more cool piece. So if I have 9 and then 2 extra things, I'm going to add one more way of showing a grouping that's going to be the next step that I might be able to use when I start solving with my representations. If I have 9 and 2 more, I'm going to add one nice circle to my model. Now I have a 9 and a 1. That makes 10. And I have 1 extra. I love 10. So when I look at my model this way, I can see that I have 9 and 1 extra looped together to make 10, and then I just have to add on the last piece. I bet I could go back and do that with some of my other pieces up here. Oh, I see that really easily here. If I have 9 and one more, that gives me a 10. And then I just have to add on the extra. Oh, I see that up here too. If I put my 8 and my 2 together, I'm going to just show that using some circles and a little caret to connect them, just to communicate to someone else who was looking at my work later on what I was thinking about. 8 plus 2 is a bond that makes 10. I have a 10 and then one more to add on later. Down here, I think I might like to do this. Can you think about why I might have put a circle there? What does that mean I'm thinking about? Well, if I put a 4 and a 1 together, that gives me 5. I already have 5 here. 5 and 5 is a really easy fact for me. 5 plus 5 is 10. Then I have 1 extra. Putting that circle there tells other mathematicians who are looking at my work later on that I made this into a 5, so I could put 5 and 5 together before I add the extra 1. I could look at that on these models as well. Here I can see I had my 9 blue X's and I put 1 extra pink or red X with them, which made a group of 10, and then 1 red X underneath. I had the same thing up here. I took my 9 blue circles, I put 1 more red circle, and then 1 out here, which made the 2. If I group these all together, I have a 10 plus 1 extra makes 11. All of these representations can help me to see an easy way to solve my addition problem. That's the amazing thing about representations. I can have an addition problem that tells me I have to use a 9 and a 2. But if I know that there are equivalent representations for 9 and 2, but they're grouped in different ways, that means I have a lot more choices when I decide to show what's happening here, and I can choose a way of showing this that makes it so much easier for me to do the addition that I have to do for that problem. Can you think of ways to represent a math problem like this, an addition problem, using picture models or number models or even both put together? And then can you see if there's any way to use those models to make some easier pieces as you try to add the pieces together? I bet you can think of and write many different models or representations for a 1-digit plus a 1-digit addition problem. Why don't you write yourself some addition problems and see how creative you can get in thinking of different representations using pictures, numbers and operation symbols like addition and subtraction signs, or even combining numbers and symbols and operation signs together into this combination model that I have down here. Enjoy being creative and flexible and stretching your creative thinking brains while you think of representations to solve addition problems. I'll see you next time, mathematicians. Keep exploring your math.